Here we go. So we're looking at analysis of poetry. In particular, we're going to be reading the William Blake poem A Poison Tree, which as we can see was published in 1794. Okay, so we'll read through it first. That's step one. You do a full read of the entire course of the poem, and then we'll do our breakdown stanza by stanza, line by line. Altogether, we'll go through the kind of the windows that I've proposed as being an effective way for us to try to dig into a poem like this. So we go from simple to complex. So the simplest level of analysis we can do is kind of what I call that first level. I'll just not make this bold here. So we could term this kind of just the first level, which is essentially a structural analysis. And in this case, we're looking for the rhyme scheme. Is there a pattern of rhyming? And the beats in each line. So that's what we would call the first level. Then the second, or the next layer of depth, you will be looking for the different types of wordplay that poets can utilize within their work. And we will be starting out by looking for things like alliteration, also assonance. Those two have a very similar type of execution. It's just that alliteration is when the first letter of each word within a line starts with the same consonant sound, whereas assonance is when the vowel sounds of two words are the same. So it's like a line rhyme. It's an internal vowel rhyme within the line. That's what assonance is. And then we also have anaphora, which is a classic use in poetry where you repeat the same word or the same combination of words time and again to build momentum or to create drama or emphasis. And those are kind of the first layer of what I would term our wordplay. Then we'll go to the next level of analysis, which is a little bit more advanced. You're looking for things that are, again, they still qualify as what I would call being playful with words, but it's a little bit more advanced. So these are things like similes. Are there similes? Are there metaphors evident? Are there examples of personification? These are the different devices that I would qualify as being this third tier because they're becoming a little bit more challenging to find or identify. And then finally, the top layer would be looking at the themes that are expressed in the poem, the voice, the tone, and then also some sort of an overarching significance, some sort of a insight or final message that might be coming out of the poem itself. So that's just kind of a very basic breakdown. So let's go through the steps. We read the entire thing with flow. That means without stopping or double talking or thinking. Then we're going to go back and actually work through it line by line. Here we go. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it, in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles, and with soft deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. Okay, kind of a nasty little number here, a little bit of a sinister message going on there. But can we identify any of these different layers of possible poetic devices? So we could say we call these our analysis windows, and in particular we're looking for poetic devices, these different tools that poets use to give artistic passion or to create an image like the one we've seen. So it's a very short little story here. And so then let's go through and look, do we have any sort of a rhyme scheme going on? So we've got friend, end. So we'll call that A. So we do have rhyming couplets here. So a couplet is two lines, and in this case we have stanzas made up of rhyming couplets. Then we've got foe, grow. So that's going to be B. So I'll just bring these up in size to 14-point font, just so that it kind of aligns with the rest of what we've been doing so far. Okay, second step, we're going to look for the beats per line. I was angry with my friend. Okay, 7 beats per line. Classic Blake here, that odd number. You quite often in poetry you'll see 8 beats or 10 beats per line, rhyming couplets, but Blake likes to play around with the numbers a little bit here. Let's carry on. I told my wrath did end. Okay, we've gone up to 8 beats. Let's double check that. I told my wrath did end. Yep, indeed, 8 beats. So 15 beats for the couplet. Okay, let's keep going. I was angry with my foe. Okay, back to 7 beats. Okay, very interesting. And you'll notice kind of how each window I put a little, this first 2 that makes up the level 1, so then I put a semicolon, and then I'm going to move to that second issue, that level of wordplay, the first kind of basic level of wordplay. And moving on to line 4, I told it not, my wrath did grow. Okay, so as we can kind of predict, it's going to go up to, it's following this nice kind of shifting pattern 7-8-7-8. So there's 2 schools of thought. One is you do the stanza on all the levels, or you could go through and do the kind of structural level for all of the stanzas and then go back and move to the wordplay, all of the stanzas, and then move to the second wordplay level. So it's up to you kind of how you organize it here. But we can see that we've got fears, tears, so this would be C, C, smiles, wiles, that's D, D. Then if we go, and I watered it in fears, so we got 7. Oops, sorry, put my cursor in the wrong place there. 7 beats. We're guessing it's going to be 8, right? Night and morning with my tears. Okay, nope. Good old Blake, he likes to shift things up on us. And I sunned it with smiles. And I sunned it with smiles. So we're down to 6 beats now. And with soft, deceitful wiles, back to 7 beats. So he's not adhering to any kind of a set kind of pattern here, but there is some, again, we see he's kind of living in that 7 zone with deviation, but that first stanza is quite interesting, being 7-8-7-8. So then this is a deviation here for the second stanza. So then we've got night, bright, so that's going to be E, E. Shine, mine, so then we got F, F. Okay, and let's do our count. And it grew both day and night. Okay, no big surprise. 7 beats, same as the first 2 stanzas. The first line being 7 beats in both of those as well. Till it bore an apple bright. Okay, we're living in that 7 zone again. And my foe beheld it shine. 7 again. And he knew that it was mine. 7. Okay, so that stanza is kind of straight shot 7 right across the board there. Okay, stole pole, so then we're down to G, G, and we'll just keep advancing through the letters of the alphabet as long as the rhymes are brand new. Like if we were to go back and have another one that rhymed with friend and end, then we'd go back to A here, but we see it's got C and tree, so again completely new, so we've gone to H. So it's a rhyme scheme of A, A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E, F, F, G, G, H, H, which would be the standard rhyming couplets in 4-line stanzas. And into my garden stole. Okay, 7. When the night had veiled the pole. 7. In the morning, glad I see. So he really likes that odd number of beats per line. My foe outstretched beneath the tree. So it ends with 8. 8 beats. My foe outstretched beneath the tree. Yep. Okay, so we've done our kind of first analysis window. Now we're going to move into some of the more advanced devices here. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. So first line, is just kind of straight up commentary talking about feelings. This idea of anger is coming into it. Next line, we've got I told my wrath did end. So that's an aphora, right? We've got the repetition of my wrath. That's a repeating of the same word combination, and that's definitely an aphora. So, and also we've got this kind of idea that he can overcome his feeling of anger and wrath because it's his friend that he's dealing with, right? So he can manage his feelings when it's his friend. Okay, down below, I was angry with my foe. So again, this is a bit of an anaphoric issue because we've got these first four words are exactly the same in line 1 and line 3, right? So we see this repetition which kind of builds momentum. So we could say repetition of phrasing builds momentum. And then the final line we've got, I told my wrath did grow. I told it not, my wrath did grow. So again, the main tool we're working with here is anaphora, and then on a like higher level or thematic level, we've got the idea that anger can control us if we're not careful. Okay, good. Moving on.